Hey everybody, this is Grace, and I'm out today. I need to go and do some things, even though, I've done all this prep for, because per recommendations about the coronavirus and all, and I spent $500 prepping for it, but we did, and we had some stuff, but we needed other stuff and stuff that, for groceries and stuff I usually don't use. Okay, seriously, don't usually use anything that's in a box, and not hardly anything in a can either. But we did it for the prep. I listen to the true voices of authority. I mind what they suggest. I grew up on the coast. I understand how to stockpile for, emergency situations. I'm not going to tell anybody else how to, but yeah, I know how to. But, then I thought, okay, then that's it. I'm not going to go out and everything. Well, I still have things I need to do. So, see, there's that nervous laughter again. But anyway, I wanted to make a video, speaking of which, that nervous laughter thing. It's about those of us who have been maybe born or just experienced a little later in life, born into a family or a school system, community, where somebody in it had made it to where you have to explain yourself, okay, quite often. And maybe like a parent, say your dad, and they didn't always tell you had to explain every one of your thoughts, but you wound up having to, and so young it became part of your personality to explain to people why you think this way. Okay, and it could be the school, show your work, everything, show your work. And it becomes a part of you, part of who you are. Now, I can even say that my master's degree is in sociology. My degrees are in psychology and sociology. And in psychology, it wasn't so much as it was in sociology that you explained, like in papers, scholarly papers, journal articles, whatever, you explained who you are and why it gives a person an idea of what kind of, like if you have some kind of bias or agenda, or plural, or both. And so you're kind of like showing your work now. And anyway, like last year, I think it was, it really became an issue for me that I started to notice this. And I think some people might think that this is about themselves, that they start to notice as the more they learn about toxic people, whatever you call them, narcissistic, whatever. They start to notice themselves that they do different things, and they start to work through those things that they do the behaviors are not good, and it was due to that. Boy, I'm getting too much out of it all at once. Okay, let me try to slow this down a little bit. What I was thinking was, last year, I went through this thing of thinking that I care too much about what other people think. It wasn't just last year, but last year especially. And this year there's a second part of it, and that is that I will show my work. Kind of what I was just talking about, show my work. Tell people, why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? Now, I don't think that that's a really bad idea. Pardon the linker. Like that, I pardon myself. But it can be. Okay, like for me, I need to learn when to not do that, when to not explain myself, why I'm doing what I'm doing, how much is good, how much is not good, along this line. Okay, I made a video. Now, here, the reason why it's on my mind, again, is that I made a video, I don't know, was it a week or two ago, and during the time, I was in a lot of pain with my knee. My knee still hurts because I have a knee injury. 3 weeks. Today is Wednesday. It was 3 weeks ago Sunday. Today is March 4th. And anyway, I was in some pain, and I have noticed this over years, many years old, that whenever I'm in pain, my language gets a little bit unlike myself. Now, in 5.5 years of doing videos, what was that? He does a flat. But in 5.5 years, I never have spoken like I did in that one video. I was basically calling two people who are, and I do still feel this way, POSs. I was flat out stating it, and I was letting my thoughts about them be known. And some very choice words. Not at all my normal. Now see, what you're hearing me doing is explaining myself. You see the reasons. Now anybody will say, and I will even say quite often, that there's no excuse for that. You can't make excuses for your own bad behaviors. But is it bad behavior? I'm an adult, 56. You see, these things, I need to start weighing these things in my own mind. Even at this age. Some people may think that, you go through all that of what your parents taught you when you're in your 20s, and you think through all of it, or whatever it was in your childhood, not just your parents. And you weigh it, and you make your own choices of how you want to see it, and it's done and over with in your personality, your mentality, your views, your perspectives, your whatever state. No, it does not just stop then. Especially, I feel, if you've been a victim of abuse. But I also have gotten used to doing vlogs, and you tell about what you're doing in your vlogs. Like right now, one of the things I didn't do to prepare for this virus was to fill up my tank on my SUV. And I'm still questioning these things, like, why would I need to fill up my tank on my SUV? What are we going to do? Be running from the virus? Also, why it's everybody stocking up on water? I live, like I said, lived on the coast. I have been through many hurricanes. I can understand stocking up on water, bottled water, gallon water, whatever. I don't understand that for the coronavirus, unless you're told to self isolate. I get that. But other than that, not so sure, because you got to tap, you got sink, you can get water out of the faucet. Unless you're expecting that to go out, I don't get it. Okay, yeah. I just had one of those moments, windy, cold and windy, and standing out there trying to get the gas to start pumping, and it kept messing up. The machine kept messing up, and then wouldn't let me exit out of it. Yeah. But anyway, what was I talking about? Explaining myself. Now I do vlogs, and in vlogs, my videos are a combination between, sometimes they're more serious, sometimes they're simply vlogs, what I'm going through now and what I've been in the past. And like I say, I live in Narcissismville, so there's plenty of content. Yeah. But anyway, so I'm used to explaining what I'm doing or why I'm doing because of that. But I also see that it could be a problem. And I think I was saying earlier, I had this video that I made the day after I did the video about people being POSs, 2 of them especially. And I think I said in that video, I don't know, it's been, however long, 2 weeks, a week. But I was explaining my behavior and say I kind of like the persona, and I do. I'll probably put that one up, make that one public. I've re-uploaded it whenever it was, but I'll probably make it public before this one, or not at all. I don't know yet. I'm going to go back and listen to it and do the when I do the tags and all that, and see if I want to put it up. But I thought it was a good idea because I could see how I was progressing. But I was talking about those, also in it, I think, pain pills are not good for me. And I'm talking, I do not take anymore those strong pain pills. The last time I had a little surgery in the doctor's office, I don't even remember what it was for. The doctor had given me, I think it was hydrocodone. This was like in the early 2000s. And I took it, and I called the doctor and said, you're going to need to give me something different than this. I told him, I said, whenever I take it, whenever I come off of it, before the next pill, I get mean. And it did. And so he said, yeah, we won't be giving that. And I think that what he gave me was Tylenol 3, which was too strong. And now, even when I went to the dentist and stuff like that, and I had some problems, and they not cut, but they took out some teeth and all. And it was due to a medication I was allergic to, by the way. Yeah, and no, I wouldn't ask. I didn't want I took Tylenol and really didn't need it that much, but it still, with Tylenol. Now, I'm not so sure about Advil because of the way I had to switch from, per professional, the pharmacist and the doctor and all that, their way to do it. I had to switch from Tylenol after I had this knee injury. Took Tylenol for so many days, and I had to switch to, get off of that and switch to Advil. And Advil, boy, that was a lot. Advil doesn't seem to do it to me. So maybe there's something in that. I don't know. But now this kind of thing, you hear me? How I'm giving an example. I know I'm giving an example in all of this. By the way, I'm doing it on purpose, allowing myself to do it. But that's what it is. It's that like just what I just said again. Explaining myself. This was because of what I grew up with, what I have seen most of my life. And I need to adjust. Even, at this age, people do have to learn how to throw out the bad stuff and really look at it. Go through it with a fine-tooth comb and say what is good and what is bad. Whenever you get, must be mine. When you start cussing or something and it's out of character, do you tell somebody? Do you explain your behavior? Do you, I still am kind of one of those who said there's no excuse for that. But at the same time, I think I do. There is an excuse for it. Like I said, got to go through all of it and throw out what is bad, like some call them narcissistic fleas. Throw out, put it back in what's good. Really, I got to get my gas done. My freaking goodness. Wind is so awful. Seriously now. Yeah. Knocks me down kind of thing. Now, I'm a strong-bodied woman. But it was like pushing me, and right in front of me was looked like mud. And I'm thinking, okay, I have this knee injury, the wind is pushing me, there's mud, I could slip, and I did not want to move up so I could do my gas thing easier. Not earlier. Okay, you two gonna run into one another or what? I don't know. But anyway. Okay, so anyway, where was I? This is more of a vlog than it is anything else, but I think some people can relate to this, that about explaining yourself. And because there was always in my not always, but quite often, the people like growing up, and I'm not just talking about growing up really in any of these, it's since then, but starting while I was growing up, the whole thought of you're going to be in trouble. Whatever you do, you're going to be in trouble. Now, then they want you to explain why you think the way you do, and sometimes, quite often, they couldn't get it as it was, so therefore it was wrong, and they ridicule you. You see what I'm saying? And I mean it when I say quite often they don't understand, and that's the problem, and they don't like that. Yeah, but you see that. And then if you go to school, oh my goodness, you go past high school, you go whatever, you go to college or university, whatever, trade, whatever, and you have somebody that's a teacher or instructor or professor or whatever it is, and they are like that. Yeah. But I taught at college and university, and you don't have to make a student feel like that. I had one of them. I had not, when I was an undergraduate, I had not missed anything at all on the exam. Nothing. Did not miss anything. There was no essay, so I did not miss anything. And he gave me a B. And I said, why did you give me a B? Because there's nothing wrong. Will you show me what I did wrong? He said, no. He said, what it is, he said that nobody's perfect, so you got a B. Oh my God. Yeah. If you have that type of person, just doesn't have to be somebody who's teaching you, although they often think they're teaching you when it should actually be the other way around. But yeah, so I want to put up that video. Like I said, I'm not sure if I put it up before today or not. I mean today or this one before it or not. And but I also want to give a little update about, I did a video on about the coronavirus, how I'm feeling now. My master's, see, I'm explaining myself again. My master's is in sociology, and of course I would be interested in what other people are doing, and prep for it, and how they're seeing it, And I'm not talking about what's cherry-picked by, major news networks. No, I want to know what, like this is, YouTube. I want to see what others say about it. But from what I understand, some of them feel like they can't mention it because they get demonetized. Well, my channel is not monetized, so, yeah. And this is YouTube. This is, whatever. But anyway, I had a comment by somebody's never watched my video again and apparently doesn't know how to spell Y-O-U. It's just 2 letters more, but yeah, I get to put a little U in there. I know, I have seen this. I've seen this since when, 1990? But, so nothing new to me. But, yeah, anyway, this person informed me that I should not, this young person informed me that I should not be doing videos about this topic. And, yeah. So, block, delete. You're in timeout and you're not coming out. So, sit back and think about what you've done. And then I had another comment. I can't even remember what it was. I block, deleted that one too. But yeah, I want to know what other people are doing. I like to hear how other people are seeing it, and if they've heard something different than I'm not sitting there watching TV 24/7, 365 to see the latest on anything. And yeah, how people are seeing this and how people are processing through it. As a sociologist, especially, I would be interested. So I'm keeping my own records. I have different channels. I might add a little here and there, but yeah, I'd still get that. Yeah, somebody daring to tell me what I should do. Yeah, but they do, and see, and knowing this person is not watching. This person is not going to be watching my video. They just thought they'd drop in and tell people how to, tell somebody how to, what to do. Block, delete. They're not going to be, even if they are, I wouldn't know it. So they don't realize how much power they give you back. How much power they give you. It's not giving you back. It's giving you because they're thinking they're taking it away from you. When you're block, delete, bye bye. That's the power. That's where you have control. So, and as I've said before, I'm an independent. I'm an independent, and I think for myself. I don't need anybody to tell me what way I should think about things. And this whole thing of freedom of speech and, so that I should allow the comments to come through. I've had that before on a video I did about people who were abusing a young woman, or a young pregnant woman, and my focus was on the pregnancy and that they should not be doing that. And yeah, I'm saying that. I am saying they should not be verbally abusing a pregnant woman. And yes, I'm telling people what to do on that. No, you don't do that. It's my opinion. You don't do that. My very educated opinion. So anyway, what they wanted to do was to come on my channel and badmouth her, and they thought I was going to allow those to be seen. I have my channel set to where I have to approve every message, although it's kind of been messing up recently, I guess, with all the changes. But I have to approve the messages. I wasn't about to approve their messages. What was my video about? There's a disconnect there in their mind, or just a pressure that they really want to be the one, they want to say what they say and they don't care whom they hurt. And that was what my video was about. And then they wanted to do that on my channel. And one of them got really angry, more than one actually, someone saying, oh, I know you're deleting our comments and that's wrong, and freedom of speech, blah, blah, blah. No, you don't have freedom to abuse. Okay, I'm enforcing that. This is my channel. You're not going to come here and abuse. Period. There's a disconnect. There is a disconnect. And too many, I think, are raised, my first computer in 1982, too many were raised with computers and being behind the screens and thinking they can say and do whatever they want, and everybody's going to allow it. No, you're wrong. Oh no, tell one of this stop, you're wrong. Yeah, so none of their comments got approved, period. And was it ticked? Because then you could see how many comments were there, but they weren't approved. I don't know if that's the same now. I think they're changing that. boy, I would have stream of consciousness on that one. Yeah. Oh, really? Always that. What am I talking about, Grace? Yeah. See, and like I said, to go back to the front here, I need to go through and allow myself to be myself. And really, in the way, it's this way. Allow myself to be myself and not care what other people think, but at the same time not do things that would be totally offensive to a lot of people. At the same time, I have my own limit of what I think that is acceptable. They would have their own. Yeah, think about this train of thought here. Woo! I mean, it can go on from there. So I have to go through and readjust myself to what I find acceptable. But I do like that persona. I do, of being a little more aggressive. I've been Charlie Brown's teacher for too long, 5.5 years. And yeah, it's just, like I've said in videos, and probably did in that one and so forth, that I've seen it and I feel it. When, especially in women, since I was a kid. When I was a kid, I said, why do women, when they get older, they get more, they just flat out call it as they see it, tell it as it is kind of mentality. And I can understand why. I'm losing my filter day by day. And that's fine. If somebody's going to be abusive, I'm going to say how I feel about it. You got it. And call them how I see it. Making it more of a vlog. Wow, did you see the woman? She came out with her receipt, and she had a whole bunch, like, I mean, my goodness. The receipts go on and on. I know mine will too. But I need to go in there and get what used to be called baby aspirin. Low dosage now, isn't it? Low dosage aspirin. He and I both take it, and I'm putting my shoe on. Ow, that still hurts to put my shoe on. Not as bad. But he and I both take it, and stocking up. I still need to get to see if there's anything more like hand wipes, Lysol. That's some of the stuff I forgot. Yeah, $500 later, and there's still things I forgot. But anyway, I need to go in there and do that. Went in there, and being as I am, I asked the cashier. She's a nice woman. I asked her, if you don't by any chance have any antibacterial wipes, do you? I knew the answer was going to be no. She goes, no, we don't have any of that, Lysol sprays, any of it. She said, they're out. Now, I've heard that. I'm sure many people heard that. And how true it is. You can't find any. And we talked a little bit about people panicking, but what we talked about was the conspiracy theories, really, a little bit. Oh, well, here we go. Gotta have that loud music. Okay, as one of my videos I made public today, I had said in it that pretty much every time I go somewhere, there's somebody going to drive up next to me with their music going boom, 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 and then and I was saying, no, not every time, but sometimes. No, it's most often. I think I had said not most often, but it was most often. It has been. Anyway, this is definitely a rambling video. I don't know what channel I'll wind up putting it on after all. But, yeah, I went in there and I saved 92%. And I bought, let's see, how much was it? Oh, this is the right one. There it is. I bought, I don't know. Let's see, it's $21.91. Not much. But yeah, that's because, yeah, I'll skip why. But anyway, I need to wrap this one up because I did certainly ramble. Maybe I'll make one that makes a little more sense on my channel, that I actually try to make a little more sense. I can't. My videos are like driving down the road, and when you're driving down the road and you're talking to somebody, you know, chit-chatting, you think you sound all any different than I? Yeah. Okay. Now, wrapping this one up. Talk to you on another video.